Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to read one of my fun Halloween stories. It is called A Halloween Scare in Wisconsin. And guess what, boys and girls? You all live in Wisconsin. So do I. So let's see if we recognize anything in this scary story. A Halloween Scare in Wisconsin. Prepare if you dare. Prepare if you dare for a night full of thrills, the time that Wisconsin gave everyone chills. A tale filled with sights that are best left unseen. You ready? You sure? This was my Halloween. The werewolves howled loudly, the moon shone so bright. I stayed in my bedroom, the curtains shut tight. My heart still pondering, my heart still pounding, my knees felt so weak, but being a brave kid, I just had to peek. I pulled back the curtains, my mouth opened wide. An army of monsters had gathered outside. They staggered and stumbled and lurched down the streets with bags full of cookies and candy corn treats. Emerging from sewers and houses and stores came creatures and critters with ravenous roars. Then more came along from all over the state. They filled up the streets at a dazzling rate. The big and the little, the tall and the small, from Milwaukee, Racine, and Menominee Falls, all gathered together for one spooky night to seek out the living and give them a fright. The thunder clamped loudly with trembling booms. The witches dodged lightning and clung to their brooms. The two-headed doggies tried chasing their tails, and banshees let loose with their hideous wails. The vampires hung out on the street in their gangs and grinned just to show off their pearly white fangs. The mummies moaned loudly and swayed side to side, while Frankenstein stomped about town with his bride. It says, just married in Wisconsin. Some fiery demons with pitchfork aglow tried chasing the locals through 3 feet of snow, but came to the earth wearing the flimsiest clothes. They couldn't stay warm and eventually froze. The Bears and the Vikings approached Lambeau Field to battle the Packers. Their fates were soon sealed. It's not enough to have names that sound scary. The team that packs punch is the team fed on dairy. Their creepies were crawling and crazies were crazed. The Madison zombies had eyes that were glazed. The ogres from Green Bay were ugly as sin, with big bulging noses and warts on their chin. The ghouls dance around but were lacking in soul. The gargoyles could rock and the headless could roll. Although the whole spectacle seemed to spell doom, I foolishly thought I'd be safe in my room. But then something happened that made my heart jump. From somewhere below me, I heard a big thump. I froze for a moment, as quick as a mouse, as quiet as a mouse. Yes, I could hear noises from inside the house. I put on my slippers. I pulled on my robe. I shook like a leaf, but I didn't think it showed. Then slowly but surely, I crept down the stairs, preparing myself for the biggest of scares. My hands trembled wildly. I opened the door. I still shudder now at the horrors that I saw. The stereo spat out some hideous sounds as dozens of monsters jumped madly around. The sight was horrific. It made my skin crawl. These monsters were having their Halloween ball. And right in the middle, one monster loomed tall, the hairiest, scariest monster of all. Says, I love Wisconsin. He turned around and saw me. I fell to my knees. I'm not very tasty, so don't eat me, please. He beamed ear to ear and broke free from the huddle, ran over and gave me a big monster cuddle. At last we found you, he said with a smile. From Janesville to Ashland, we've looked for a while. We came here to give you your wonderful prize. He held up a trophy in front of my eyes. A prize? And for me? I replied with a grin. But what did I enter and how did I win? You've won the first prize for the costume you're wearing. It even scares me. And I'm tip top at scaring. This isn't a costume. I'm just dressed as me. Exactly the scariest thing you can be. A small human child with a cute button nose. Your teeth are so shiny. You've only 10 toes, no hair on your face, no horns on your head. The whites of your eyes are not glowing or red. A bone-chilling costume, a horrible thing. A worthy ensemble for Halloween night. I love Wisconsin. We partied together until the moon set, a Halloween night that I'll never forget. And next year I won't want to hide in my bed. The monsters won't scare me. I'll scare them instead. I hope you liked my cute Halloween story for Wisconsin. I have a couple of these, so wait and see. Bye, guys.